So first of all, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the SAS Global Academic Programs seminar on enabling data science and analytics education. We are delighted to have with us today valued presenters who bring a wealth of knowledge and experience in the field of analytics. Firstly, we have Dr. Lori Downing, an academic manager at SAS Institute, with a stellar academic background in physics and engineering, and a passion for aligning STEM education to meet labor market demands. Dr. Downing has made significant contributions in the realm of analytics education. She has been an influential figure in organizations such as the Society for Women Engineering and Women in Science and Engineering, advocating for student engagement and women participation in STEM fields. Our second presenter is Mr. Tom Grant, a principal analytical training consultant with SAS Global Academic Program. Tom's extensive experience spans various industries, including banking, retail services, insurance, and manufacturing. He has leveraged his skills in statistics at a liberal arts college. His rich experience makes him a valuable asset in training and guiding institutions in the effective use of SAS. Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Dr. Lori Downing and Mr. Tom Grant as they take us through this insightful journey of data science and analytics. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lily. That was a wonderful introduction.
Thank you.
We still have a few people joining us, so maybe we wait a couple minutes more, but I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Oh, Kathy, never mind. Psst. 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 Lori, do you want me to get started or you want to wait a few more?
Well, people were trickling in for a second there and then they stopped. It's like waiting for popcorn to pop in the microwave. It's up to you. And Lily, you have co-host control. So if you can admit folks when they come in, if they come in later, that would be a huge help.
Sure, good deal.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, go ahead and get started, Tom, then.
Well, thanks everyone for having me again. I've been to Western Kentucky a few times to give presentations, and happy to kind of kick off this series. And just a little bit on my background. So I'm coming up on my 23rd year at SAS. So I spent most of my time in consulting. So I got to be hired out to different SAS customers to help them with projects. But I've been in the global academics now for over 5 years. And our goal as we go through the slides is to make sure that all faculty and students are aware of the all the resources that we provide for free. And so we'll talk a little bit about what those services are as we go through the PowerPoint slides. But just keep in mind that we are your resources to help you make your job easier, hopefully. Depending on the class you teach, we have resources that are available. I'll go through some of those when we do our demo. But Lori's going to kind of walk us through the academic program and how we work with universities to help them teach statistics and data science and programming and operations research, all of that stuff with SAS resources.
Awesome. Thanks for the intro, Tom. So as Tom mentioned, we are both members of the SAS Global Academic Programs team, and our primary mission is to support faculty and students with aligning skill development to industry demand. Our resources, which Tom is going to demo for us later, include free resources for free software for academics, teaching materials for educators, and training opportunities for students. And really, our whole goal is to prepare faculty to help students get the skills they need to be successful in the job market by upskilling or reskilling with our free resources. We rely on labor market data from sources like Lightcast, which was formerly known as MD Burning Glass, to understand the current demand for academics and staff skill in the market and to guide the development of our resources. We partner with companies like Handshake to connect your students with SaaS customers looking to hire as well. So perhaps the most impactful and compelling approach we use to justify the value of using and learning SaaS is by providing custom labor market reports to academic programs. In the United States, this is possible through a partnership with Lightcast, a company that provides labor market insights by scraping and aggregating data from sources like LinkedIn, job posting sites, the Census, and the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Our team regularly uses labor market data to show demand for SaaS skill in a given market, hiring trends of key companies, and salary insights. In this way, we're able to encourage the growth of SaaS talent in the early career workforce and support the hiring needs of SaaS customers. Shown here is an example of labor market data pulled from Lightcast just earlier this week. It indicates that there were over 3,700 unique job postings seeking SaaS skill in Kentucky and Tennessee in the last year. And over 500 employers are competing for SaaS talent in these states. Lightcast data also provides insight into the identities and industries of the competing companies. This helps us get an idea of where SaaS skill is most sought after and what types of skills companies are hiring for. This data can be instrumental in helping develop and make curriculum recommendations for our academic partners. If you're interested in learning more, we can explore data that is specific to your discipline, including top employers who are seeking SaaS skill. And shown here, again, is some top companies that are hiring SaaS skill in Kentucky and Tennessee. To support the learning and teaching of SaaS, our team offers free software, training, and educational resources, like I mentioned it just a couple minutes ago. Our free software for learning is available through two platforms, SaaS On Demand for academics and SaaS Viya for learners. And our training is available virtually and on-site for both faculty and students. Both faculty and students also have 24 access to e-learning to bolster skills and learn new material. In addition to software and training, our team offers curriculum consulting, instructional materials, and other means of support for faculty interested in or already teaching SaaS. You can access most of these resources through our two resource platforms, SaaS Educator Portal and SaaS Skill Builder for students. Now, Tom is going to walk you through some of the resources that we mentioned. I'll try to drop links into the chat to resources he references, and please feel free to ask questions along the way. Take it away, Tom.
Okay, let me share my screen. And the first thing, really the only thing you have to remember is we have, Lori mentioned something called the academic portal or educator portal. So if you get access to this through, basically the steps are create a SaaS profile if you don't have one, and that profile has to be associated with your EDU email address. And how I got to this page is I just went to Google and searched SaaS Educator Portal, and it brought me to this page. If you click on access the SaaS Educator Portal, if you don't have a SaaS profile already, it'll ask you a few questions to set that up. But then once you do that, you can log in. And it'll bring you to the SaaS Educator Portal. Now, there's this banner that kind of scrolls across the top. So if we have any upcoming workshops for educators, sometimes they'll be highlighted here, but this is like the late breaking news. There's lots of helpful links. So if you want to order books, As educators, you get copies of copies of 2 books per semester. So these are now ebooks, but if you're interested, SAS has a whole publishing industry, and so most of the books are SAS focused, but some are just industry focused. So for example, clinical trials, there's a book out there on, developing tests and reports for clinical trials. If you're interested in that, you can order a copy of that book for free. So other links there, let me just pop that up again. You can go directly to the student version of the educator portal, which is called the Skill Builder for students, but you can also get to that within the educator portal. Now, one of the things that I think is most useful about the educator portal is we make available all of our class notes. Well, I'll say 95% of the classes we teach are available, and you can get the course notes and PowerPoint slides, anything that you want to use in your classroom. So I'll click on the browse from the first tab, Teach SAS, click on the browse instructional resources. And then you can click on view the teaching kits or just scroll down. So we've kind of chunked these into the subject areas that they cover, but I'll just expand all the courses. So for example, I'll go down to some that I teach here in the statistics area. So we've got all these visual statistics classes, visual analytics classes. These are using our SAS Bio platform, which we'll talk a little bit about later. But these are basically no coding classes, right? Everything is done through a point and click environment. Some more of the classes that I teach, for example, that's fine. Statistics 1. So this is like intro to statistics. And so I'll click on this one because I've actually used this class in my teaching in college. So I'll go ahead and click on this. You can see you can get the course notes here. So this is a PDF document that includes all the course slides and also notes about those course slides. And then of course we have the course slides and any course data that we use. They're all available here. This is part of a professional certification. So this class will train you or prepare you to get your professional certification or your students certification. But let's say you're teaching a statistics 101 class, or you're interested in learning about regression or logistic regression. If I click on this, it'll download the course notes, and we'll take a look at this as soon as it downloads. So it's our entire course notes. It has kind of scrolling through here. Let's go to the course outline. So maybe you don't want to take the entire class, but you are interested in, let's say, ANOVA and regression. You can just go to this section. There's exercises in here, of course, course notes, and the slides are all embedded in this particular class. So you're free to steal anything, any of the examples or any of the course slides that you want to include to use with your class. So there's questions built into the course. You'll see them pop up. And if you go through the course slides, there's actually a end of course kind of quiz that you could use with your class. So I'll go ahead and close out of there. So again, going back to the educator portal, you can see there's over I think it's over 140 classes here. So maybe you're teaching an industrial engineering class and you want to go over network analysis or network optimization, you can take a look at the course slides that are available here. It'll tell you which platform, which of the 2 free platforms that the course notes uses. And some of the courses, like, concepts of data science, there's some that don't require any software in here. So you can kind of scroll through these. So lots of classes that you can take. We also have what's called e-learning classes, and these are recorded classes, kind of asynchronous classes that are available to students from the Skill Builder site and also through the educator portal on this second tab here. So I'll just go to the e-learning, take a look at an example of that one. Let me find that same class. So the way I use these in my class, I'll click on this particular class. This is the same class that we were looking at the course notes, but this one has actually recorded themselves teaching this class. It's got professionally done slides and examples. So again, we'll go to that same section, the ANOVA and regression, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this. So let's say you're going to teach your students about ANOVA or something. You can just have your students watch these videos for homework, and then when you come to class the next day and say, okay, you've watched the videos from SAS on ANOVA analysis. Let's go through some of the examples they use. So you can see there's demos and activities built into this course. Now, the great thing about these e-learning courses is they'll kind of keep track. You see, I have these little check marks. So if you want to verify that the student did their homework, you can have them take a picture of the screenshots. Now they can fast forward through the videos. So there's no guarantee, but at least they did visit the site. So that when you come into class and you start doing examples of ANOVA, the students have an idea of what you're talking about through watching these videos. So the way I use these, I would assign the videos for homework. I would use some of the questions to kind of, at the end of each chapter, to do pop quizzes for my students, that sort of thing. But again, not all the classes that we teach, we have e-learning available. But we do have a lot of e-learning classes, SAS programming, visual statistics and visual analytics, and some foundation skills. So we have a great data literacy class, and then some on the JUMP software system. So these are great tools for you to use. And again, students, you would direct your students to get set up their SAS profile for the SAS Skill Builder. And then they would have the same visibility to these classes if you wanted to use these. Now, most of these classes also are aligned with a SAS professional certification. Certifications while you're a student or associated with a university are never more than $75. So I always tell my students it's a good idea if you've taken the class. For example, I just taught this class not too long ago. I had about 150 students from pretty much the United States. I did have a couple of international students, and I said, "Wow, you've taken this class. Why not go ahead and sit for the professional certification?" So, for example, this second one here, if I click on this, it'll tell me that I need to take that one class. There's practice exams and exam content guides, a link to get to the academic discount voucher, which again, no student or faculty will pay more than $75 for an exam. And then also a link to register for the exam. The exams are administered by Pearson VUE. You can contact Lori to make Western Kentucky a registered testing site, and then we can get that cost even down further. So students can either take, if their university is in a registered Pearson testing site, they can take it on campus. They can take it from home, or they can go to a Pearson testing center. I'm gonna go back to the home and talk about the software. So Lori mentioned we have 2 free software platforms. These are both cloud-based platforms, so there's nothing for the students to install. You don't have to worry about whether the student has a Mac or a PC or maybe a Linux machine. As long as you have access to the software through the internet and a SAS profile and a web browser, you should be good to go. So I know Western Kentucky has licenses for SAS, but this may be a way that you say that you can use these free platforms in addition to the software that you have available. So I'm going to click on the software. So the first one is kind of our traditional SAS 9 software, and don't think that this is somewhat less of a, this is a full implementation of the SAS software. So if you're familiar with SAS software, we have packages that we sell. For example, almost everybody gets the base programming language package. But this version of SAS, SAS on Demand for Academics, has all the packages. So you get SAS, you get STAT, you get the graphics package, you get the time series package, you get the OR package. So they're all included. Now, I'll click on this a little bit later. But we also have a brand new, fairly new platform called VIA for Learners. VIA for Learners is meant to be a parallel processing environment, again, free to students, and you can get your account and same criteria. As long as you have a browser SAS profile, you're good to go. This is more of where our point and click tools are. And this is for maybe students that want to do statistics or want to generate nice reports or analysis, but don't want to learn how to program in SAS, right? So VIA for Learners, I would say 90% of the tools are point and click. You still have access to a programming environment if you wanted to run SAS programming, but for the most part, the tools available in SAS VIA for Learners are drag and drop. So if you've got students that say, I don't want to learn how to program, but I want to know how to do machine learning or visual statistics, regression, that sort of thing, you can use this VIA for Learners. Let's go back to the SAS on Demand for Academics. I'll click on that. So again, this is a free platform. It's actually free for everybody. So if you want to learn SAS, maybe you have a colleague that's not associated with the university that would like a SAS platform to work on, they can access SAS on Demand for Academics. So there's no academic criteria that you have to meet. We have approximately 200,000 people around the world using this platform. So it is the largest functioning SAS platform in the world. And so again, to get access, you just say access now. If you don't have a SAS, or if you or your students don't have a SAS profile, they'll be taken to this screen. let's see, it might have logged me in automatically, where they can create their SAS profile. And again, it's just going to ask you, make for an email address, and if you're, academic or whatever, there's a few questions there. But then once you do that, in about 5 minutes, you'll get an email from SAS saying your account is set up and you can sign in, accept the terms, and then you're brought to the SAS on Demand for Academics dashboard. Now, I went ahead and bookmarked this, so I know if I want to use SAS, I just go to this bookmark, it takes me to this page, and I can launch the SAS software. Now, there's some other features on this. There's actually ways to share files with your students, and we can talk about that. There's a great YouTube video. So if you search SAS on Demand for Academic YouTube, there's a great YouTube video about how to share files with your students. But every user gets about 5 gigabytes of space to store their own data. And so this will come up. It's actually bringing up SAS Studio. But again, nothing to install. Everything runs through the browser. And you'll see when it comes up. If you use SAS, maybe you've used the what we call the program editor or enterprise guide. This is just another interface to SAS, and it is browser based. So that's why it's used with our cloud platforms. So it may look a little bit different than if you've used SAS in the past, but I guarantee you all your code will run exactly the way it's run before. I did want to show, even for the in this environment, we have what's called task, and these are point and click or menu driven tasks. So let's say you like the traditional SAS platform, you maybe want to write some code, but gosh, it's been a long time since I've run a regression analysis. I don't really remember the syntax. It's okay. You can go to this second tab here, the task and utilities. You can find linear regression. You double click on that. And then you go out and pick your data set that you want to work with. Let's see, I'll go to SAS help. We use this cars data set quite a bit. You pick your dependent variable. Maybe I want to predict the selling price of the car. And I have some classification variables, make and model type that I want to add in, and then some continuous variables like engine size, horsepower, and then I just go to my model, add those variables that I selected in, click OK. Now over on the right, once we select our model, we'll see all the code that's being generated for us, but I didn't have to write this code. So there you'll see proc reg. So if you don't remember how to do it, and then I can run my code to run my regression model. So even though we say this is the traditional SAS platform where you can certainly write code like you did maybe 10, 15 years ago, we have added in these tasks so so that people that maybe aren't familiar with SAS syntax can perform the analysis they want. And you can see here we have tasks for manipulating data, for doing graphics, even maps. The maps are pretty good here. Statistics, linear models. So the ANOVA and chi-squared and all that would be under statistics. And then also down here, survival analysis, statistical process control. There's actually some for kind of students. So there's some probability things like little tasks to say, you know, if you've got 23 students in a class, what's the probability that 2 people have the same birthday? I think I know why this took so long. Let me go back and edit. I added a variable in. I shouldn't have added this variable in. So let's go ahead and run this again. And eventually we got our results. So you get your, you know, your residual results, the model statistics, that sort of thing. So this is kind of what you've been used to for SAS for a long time. Now, I'm gonna go back to the educator portal and just quickly show VIA for learners. And again, depending on your role, whether you're an educator or a student, you would apply for access. Again, same. This one is limited to people that are associated with a university. So make sure if you're getting students to register for this, that you actually make sure they set up their SAS profile with their .edu email address. Then they'll get automatic access. Again, everybody gets about 5 gigabytes of space to upload their own data. But I'll just click on the access for educators. And again, this would go through, if you didn't have a SAS profile, would walk you through, but since I'm already logged in, took me directly to this page. This is kind of the same page as the On Demand for Academics homepage. This is where I would go every time to launch the software. So again, here, I put a bookmark to this page. Once my account's set up, I can go directly here and then launch VIA for Learners. Accept the result, the agreement, and it's going to bring up. Now this is going to look very different than probably what you're used to it with SAS. But this again is what VIA does is bring a lot of tools in and consolidate them into one interface. So I never have to leave this interface. I can access all the SAS tools just with this little hamburger icon. So I landed on SAS Drive. This will tell me, you know, all the reports or models that I built. I can easily access those here if I want to open up a model or a report that I've worked with in the past. But if I want to go in and let's say create a new report, I can go to Explore and Visualize. This is SAS Visual Analytics and Visual Statistics. I can pick a data set that I work with a lot in my class is the VS Bank Part data. So this is marketing data from one of our banking customers. You can see this is a pretty big data set. It's got 1.1 million rows, 56 columns. So VIA is meant to, again, I mentioned earlier, to do parallel processing. So the hard part in SAS VIA was to take all of our algorithms that we had that process data in a serial fashion, and we had to make sure to re-engineer them so they could process data in a parallel processing. So your instance of SAS VIA for Learners is actually connected to 36 servers. So hopefully it will process data faster than a traditional SAS environment. So I'll just click on OK here. And then I can if I want to simply explore my data, let's say, I don't know what this category 1 variable is, I can just drag it over to the palette. It'll decide what kind of graphic it wants to display. But again, 1.1 million rows, it decided it wanted to do a bar graph, and it gave me the values and the counts for those. So very quick. It tries to be intelligent. Let's say I didn't want a bar graph. I wanted a pie chart or something. I can change the graphic to a pie chart and I can get that. The real advantage here is I can quickly explore my data. I can quickly produce reports, but I can also, let me add another page here. I can also do some pretty, so here are all the graphic objects that you could add to your report. But if you scroll down, you'll come to visual statistics. So here's linear regression, decision trees, that sort of thing. I can do machine learning without having to learn any programming. So let's see, let me go back and change one thing. I've got this target variable, target binary new product variable. Because it has zeros and ones, it was classified as a measure, but it's actually a binary variable. So I can change that to a categorical variable from a numeric variable, and then go to my objects here. And let's say I want to run, I don't know, gradient boosting model. I can just drag that over, go over to my roles pane. I'm going to add that target binary new product as my response variable. And then I can just add in all the predictors. I'll grab a few of these. So these are summaries of the customer's past behavior. And once I click OK here, SAS is going to go out and build that gradient boosting model. Again, 1.1 million observations. It's already done. There's my model. I get fit statistics. I get a view of what variables were important. I can look at model assessment graphs like the confusion matrix, ROC curves. All of that is available to me, lift curves. So again, this is a great platform for those who do not want to learn programming, but maybe want to learn some of the fundamentals of machine learning or statistics. Or maybe you're just you want to explore your data. There's lots of ways to create reports, kind of like this is SAS's version of Tableau. You can do some really cool graphics with animation and make your reports look really well. Reports and dashboard look really professional in this platform. Again, no programming. But we didn't want to leave the programmers out, so you still can get to a programming environment. It's under Develop SAS Code. And this will bring up SAS Studio. It looks a lot like the SAS Studio on SAS On Demand for Academics. You can still write code here. It has all the point and click tasks. It looks a little different than our other version of SAS Studio, but you can do all the same things. Everybody, again, in this platform will get 5 GB of space. So you can see I've got a home directory here. This is where my 5 GB of space is. Everybody is assigned a CAS user. And if I want to upload data to this environment, it's as easy as clicking the little upload button. And then I can choose, navigate my personal directory and choose which data I want to upload. The other great thing about SAS Viya is you can work directly with CSV files or Excel workbooks. So SAS Viya knows how to read those directly. So if you've got your data in Excel, you can just upload it here and work with that data directly in Excel. All right. Hopefully that wasn't too boring. These tools are, again, free to students and faculty, and you can use these to teach in your class without having to install anything from SAS. Let's see if there's anything else from the educator portal. So you can get direct links to the software from here. Students will also have direct links to the software. And then the last tab we've already covered, the Learn tab, is more information about the SAS certifications. All right, with that, I think I'll turn it back over to Lori. Unless you have any questions.
All right, can everybody see my screen again?
Yep.
Okay, good. All right, so like Tom mentioned, we got a really deep dive into the educator portal. There is a student version as well. It's called SAS Skill Builder for Students. The layout is very similar, but it's focused on the student experience. So while there's information about learning SAS, there's also, and certification, there's also some career support. And we encourage students along the way through a marketing campaign to, if they start a lesson, to continue with it, to keep at it, and so on and so forth. So shown to the left here is the web experience of the landing page that students are sent to when they first bring it up, that they can register for access using their academic email address. And shown to the right is the virtual learning environment, which you'll probably recognize is very similar and in line stylistically with the educator portal. And it's also pretty simple and easy to navigate, or at least we certainly think so. So with Skill Builder for Students, students can get e-learning, guided certification pathways, exam prep, and a student discount on exams. And we also help connect with employers and show how students can use their data skills to build successful and impactful careers. So once a program has integrated SAS into its curriculum, our team offers recognition of programs that teach with SAS via our academic specialization program. It offers benefits like commercial training for educators, discounted certification for on-campus exams for students, and talent connections to SAS customers for hiring. Our academic specialization organizes programs by tiers depending on the amount of SAS taught in the classroom, with programs recognized starting at 6 credit hours for Tier 1 program and 12 credit hours or more receiving a Tier 3 status. This recognition is designed to help programs showcase the skills of their students as they enter the job market. And to date, we have formal programs with more than 200 institutions in the US and more than 340 institutions globally. Courses can be aligned with undergraduate, graduate, or certificate programs, and students would be required to successfully complete the courses that are aligned with the specialization. However, not all students in a program have to earn the specialization. So if there's optional courses, so for example, there's maybe a deep dive on some machine learning that's built into a program, but they're optional classes, then that can be part of the program, but not every student in that degree program needs to pursue a specialization. We try to make it as flexible as possible. There are a number of benefits that we provide as part of the specialization program, including support for teaching and learning, SAS like faculty training opportunities, course development resources, and on-campus certification exam discounts. We also highlight academic specializations on our website and periodically run promotions to help highlight specific programs to our customers. Getting started is as simple as contacting your program manager. So for everybody in Western Kentucky, that's me actually. So you would contact me if this is something of interest. Whether you're currently teaching with SAS or would like to incorporate it, I can help get you started. And we meet you where you are. You do not have to be teaching advanced analytics or with SAS at all to get started. We are here to support you in wherever you are, really. We partner with Credly to offer skill verification in the form of badging. So as students are looking for ways to differentiate themselves in the job market, we found that skill verification in the form of badges has been well received. Students can claim these badges and link them to digital CVs and resumes, as well as post them on social media sites like LinkedIn. Employers can also search within Credly itself via the skills tagged in the Learn or academic badges earned, giving students another opportunity to connect with employers looking to hire for the skills that they're learning in the classroom. So shown here is an exciting benefit of the academic specialization program, and it's a digital badge, again, offered from SAS via Credly. So each program that has a specialization receives a digital badge that is offered to students upon completion of the program requirements. It shows skill tagging here, so you can see base SAS, data management, data preparation, and other skills that are included on this badge that help companies who are looking to hire SAS talent connect with students with those skills. So this is exciting. This is actually a specialization badge from right here at WKU. It was produced as part of the SAS academic specialization in economic data analytics as part of the Master of Arts in Applied Economics. But I'd like to emphasize we work with a wide variety of academic institutions across many disciplines. Okay, so hopefully Tom and I have done a good job speaking to the value of working with us and perhaps academic specializations more specifically, but rather than exclusively taking our word for it, I thought you might be interested to listen to Mike Saleh, who's an assistant professor of business administration and the director of the Masters in Data Analytics program at Stonehill College, share his experience working with the academic specialization program and working with our team. So I'm going to play this video. Please let me know if you cannot hear the sound.
Our program does have a SAS academic specialization. It's a tier 3 specialization. We have, all of the different requirements that are necessary to offer a SAS tier 3 academic specialization sewn throughout the program. In a variety of courses from even before they begin all the way up through their capstone experience, they're using SAS products among the other products and analytics tools that they're learning in the program. It's really important that our students leave the program with a diverse set of skills. In fact, in the program, we call it their data analytics tool belt. We say to envision that they're wearing a tool belt, like a carpenter that has a hammer and a screwdriver and a wrench and, all these different tools. And so we say, you really want to have not only a tool belt, but a toolbox. You really want to put together as many skills and then decide, what depth you're going to go into in particular tools. SAS programming is an excellent first programming language to learn, I feel. I think it's a really accessible programming language. That's the great thing about SAS products. They're easy to use. Students can learn how to perform data mining in a point-and-click environment. And I hear that from students on evaluations and after courses end over and over again, that they really felt like they learned a lot more because they weren't getting caught up in the kind of fear of writing code. What's really, really great about the partnership is that students aren't just leaving with theoretical knowledge. They have skill sets that they can apply right now. And that's what employers want. Students come back to me all the time and say, I could do something after the very first class that I took, or, my academic specialization or my professional certification really made me stand apart from the other applicants for the job. When people ask me what kind of led you to go with SAS, you feel like you're working with academics when you work with people at SAS. There are people who really understand the academic side of it, and that's really important. We would have not been able to do that without SAS academic programs and the academic specialization.
All right. So if the information Tom and I have shared today is of interest, there's also an amazing opportunity coming up to learn more at the Summer 2023 SAS Educator Conference taking place in person on July 18th and 19th at SAS headquarters in beautiful Cary, North Carolina. So this event brings together educators like you shaping the future of analytics for interactive discussions, software instruction, panels, and more. You'll have an opportunity to connect with peers and SAS experts to learn about the evolution of SAS technology, including integration in the classroom to get students career ready. All right. So we have 2 days packed with thought-provoking sessions at the Executive Briefing Center shown to the left. The first day will focus on SaaS as a company, the what and why of SaaS, if you will. This will include sessions about SaaS use cases in various industries, exciting updates from SaaS R&D, and how SaaS technologies are being leveraged in the company's numerous data for good collaborations. We'll also formally recognize recipients of the 2023 SaaS Educator Awards and the inaugural class of our HBCU Fellows program. So shown here is the schedule. Hopefully that looks like something of interest to everybody. And for the second day, we'll focus on the how of SaaS's support of academics like yourselves. It will feature a session on how SaaS is used in specific fields like ag tech, a moderated panel discussion of educator experiences working with SaaS academic programs, and more. Across both days, there will be many opportunities to network with your fellow educators, as well as SaaS academic programs team members like Tom and myself. Both days of the conference will also include expo sessions where educators can speak to SaaS experts about topics of interest like SaaS certification, data competitions, and talent connections. For those of you who have been to the SaaS Global Forum in the past, this will be kind of like the quad setup that has been a part of that conference, I think, for quite a long time. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention that the conference will feature SaaS's To Die For catering, which you can see on the left of this slide. We also have a sushi bar on campus, which people tend to get really excited about. I'll let Tom talk about the food if he likes, because it's fabulous.
Yeah, me working from, I used to be at the Cary location, headquarters. About 17 years ago, I moved back to my hometown. This is one thing I miss. There's also a Starbucks right next to this cafeteria. So usually when I go to campus, I visit, I look forward to visiting a cafeteria and Starbucks and seeing Lori.
Yeah, there we go. Thanks, Tom. So you could also join us if you're going to come to the conference. You can also get a jump start on learning with our free learning software with 2 virtual workshops the day before and a post-conference workshop as well. So in the Getting Started with SaaS with Visual Analytics workshop on Friday, you'll learn how to get started using SaaS Visual Analytics in our free cloud-based environment, SaaS Viya for Learners, that Tom showed earlier. Visual Analytics gives you the ability to explore data, make on-the-fly variable modifications, create visualizations, discover potential improvements, or perform advanced analyses, all in an easy-to-use no-coding platform. You'll also learn how SaaS Visual Analytics can be used to develop interactive dashboards, which are great for recording. In Friday's second session, you'll have the opportunity to learn how to get started with SaaS Studio and SaaS Viya for Learners. SaaS Studio provides various methods of accomplishing all of your analytics needs. We'll introduce no-code analysis tools such as tasks that you can use to manage data, create graphics, and perform basic and advanced statistical analysis. We'll also cover the programming tools within SaaS Studio for beginner and advanced programmers. And we also provide a post-conference workshop. This could be in person if you still happen to be in Cary after the conference or after the main on-person or in-person portion of the conference, or it can be virtual if you've already started to travel at that point. This workshop is the Paving the Way with SaaS Viya Analytics in the Cloud course. You'll have the opportunity to learn about the evolution of SaaS software over the past decade to address changes like the rise of big data and the cloud. You'll explore no-code or low-code tools that can reduce barriers to teaching analytics and learn how SaaS incorporates tools from the open source community into SaaS Viya for Learners. I also want to note that the virtual options are open only to individuals who are attending the on-site conference July 18th and 19th. We hope you'll consider joining us for this conference if you're available, if you're not actively traveling. We welcome both new and experienced SaaS users alike. Registration for the conference will close on June 30th, but I encourage you to register and make travel plans as soon as you're able, if you think you'll be inclined to attend. I'm going to drop the link to the registration site in the chat. Even if you're not able to join us for the conference, there's a lot of great opportunity this summer, namely through the series that we're kicking off today. So thanks to the wonderful Dr. Lily Popova-Zuhadar and the Research and Creative Activity Council, today's seminar is just the start of a summer-long series. You'll hear from SAS experts on a variety of technical topics, from longitudinal data analysis, which is next week, to structural equation modeling at the end of the summer. Shown here are the talks we have planned for the rest of the summer. As you can see, they go through the end of August, roughly. And if you're interested in learning more about a given analytical method after a given seminar, we can provide recommendations for training courses. Many courses are available through the SAS Educator portal Tom shared earlier, but we also have commercial training courses like those shown to the right, and we can generally enroll academics in these courses for free. Thank you all for your time today. We're going to open it up for discussion and questions. And I put our contact information here for those of you who are interested in reaching out to Tom or myself about anything that we've brought up here today or any opportunities to work together in the future. Does anybody have any questions? Anything that you want some clarification on, or more detail, or perhaps a screen share?
Lori, may I share my document for the upcoming events?
Of course.
Okay, since we don't have questions. Okay, so what we're gonna see in upcoming, weeks, a series of workshops that gonna give you start up a new research. So I noticed that the trend, most of our faculty, that they do survey analysis, that questions they have related to power analysis, the size of the survey, and if they are using time, that they need some type of longitudinal data analysis, some type of sentiment analysis when they have open questions in their surveys. So based on this type of needs in our campus, I requested those topics from Lori, and the people who are going to really lead those platforms are experts in this domain. For a long period of time, they have been working heavily on analyzing data and creating research analysis and publishing in very high outlets, and they're known. So I provided some type of information in every session from now on until the end of August about each of those speakers, and really the set of speakers that Lori provided for us, that they're going to come and introduce those topics for us, are really valuable. So I encourage you to attend those sessions, and one seminar will not be enough on each of these topics, but those presenters are going to tell you which packages, which courses online available to follow up with after finishing the seminars. And all these are free. Also, I have to mention the conference that Lori just mentioned at SAS. Registrations are free. The food is free, so everything is free for academia, which is really a good gesture from SAS to provide it for our faculty. That's it. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Tom. And if you want to make any comments, let's just go ahead.
Yeah, I'm hoping.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tom.
I'm hoping to see some folks from Western Kentucky this summer. But if not, I'd be happy to come back out there and visit your beautiful, very hilly campus.
All right. Well, thank you again.
Yeah, we are looking forward to see you, Tom, at the end of fall semester. So hopefully we will have campus-wide presentations. And I would like to reach out to Richard Schugart, I saw him attending today, to have some collaboration between the data science and the analytics, those two colleges, to spread this type of activities campus-wide. Thank you. Thank you so much. And looking forward to continue those seminars with you guys.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Thank you, Tom and Lori.
Thank you. Good to see you, Ray.
You're welcome.
Same here, Tom.